What's going on, everybody? It's Lord Macha here from lordsofgaming.net. I'm here with Thomas to talk about Falconeer, his latest debut game. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm enjoying it.
Good. So tell us a little bit about Falconeer.
Well, Falconeer is an open world air combat fantasy game. So for a lot of people a little bit older like myself, like Freelancer or Crimson Skies. And I had someone on the internet saying it's like what would happen if Gandalf flew into Mordor on the eagles and had lasers. So that'll give you a taste. You're basically a guy mounted a giant falcon and you've got ranged weapons and you're sent out to do battle against other falconeers, but also fantastical creatures, dragons, airships, the lot basically.
Perfect. Well, from what I understand about Falconeer is that it was developed untraditionally. Can you explain a little bit about the development process about the game?
I'm developing it by myself, so I've been around the game industry for a long time, and it's one of those narratives where I really wanted to do something by myself, and I had trouble grounding with big teams and lots of stress. So I ended up making this, and it really connected, and I found the right people to help me out. The publisher Wired. So it's a solo game with lots of experience. It's got a rather quirky art style. I use very minimal art, but then very detailed atmospheric effects. For instance, I don't use any textures, so people dig into that, or they don't.
But speaking of that, I mean, but that art style itself is beautiful. So
Yeah.
I wondered if you could break down a little bit about what the players going on here, like, because I can see we have different kind of atmosphere, and there's different time of day as well. So can you explain a little bit about what's going on?
So that's an active day-night cycle. He's flying around in the world. I don't know which mission he's at. Probably doing the basic mission or the tutorial. He's flying around, and what you do is when you're flying, you have to gain some energy, and then the blue bar at the bottom, and not hit things, which is 7. The blue bar will go up, and you can use that blue bar with the B button to do acrobatics. Like barrel rolls, which is super handy in combat. Allows you to do things which you can't do with an airplane. That makes the game a little bit different from other flying games. You can really, throw that bird around. It's really, in that sense, it's a different type of game.
What were the kind of inspiration behind the Falconeer? Because I'm seeing a little bit of old school kind of Azure Dragoon or something like that.
Well, a lot of people come with Panzer Dragoon, but I think that was a Sega. We didn't have a Sega when I grew up. We had a PC, so I grew up on, first on Elite, like the first one. In Europe, we had Amiga consoles, and TIE Fighter, if anybody remembers that, by LucasArts, which is a flying game at its core, with all the battleships coming in and the interdictors warping.
Yeah, it's intense.
Hyperspacing, it's not starting. So I really enjoyed that type of gameplay, and I think if you think back to the games that you used, for me, that flying feeling is sort of I got an archetypal game experience. Flying, man, it's just flying around. Someone talking what to do. I thought I want to make a flying game, and because I don't want to make like a walking simulator in the sky, I had to do combat. So there's lots of combat in there, lots of engagement and agency it's not just about discovering the open world, but you got to protect it or destroy it.
Beautiful. So tell us a little bit about the music, though. What kind of music can players expect to hear as they're flying around?
Well, the music is by Benedict Nichols, which is a great composer, and we're trying to use lots of different instruments. So there's a little bit of throat singing in there, which is this Mongolian or even Northern Europe type of back of the vocal cords type of singer, which works great if you combine it with electronic and a little bit of electronic music. So it's going to be fairly freaky music. But then again, when you hit the Imperial locations, which is much more industrial airship, there's more like bagpipes even. The briefing was, I don't want anything that is like your typical fantasy fair where it's oh god, people go. But this fantasy choir stuff. Yeah. So it's all a little bit more hardcore and moody music. I like it.
Perfect. Well, I did see that the game does have a photo mode. So
it does, yeah.
We gotta get that hashtag out, hashtag Falconeer photo mode once the game drops.
Absolutely. I made the photo mode for myself to make screenshots, and then I thought, wow, it's not a lot of effort to make this more polished and enjoyable. And it's a fun game to use the left stick and the right stick to rotate the camera or zoom in, turn the daylight with some of the buttons, so you can change the night and take beautiful pictures. I think that's fun.
I love that you can actually change the time of the day too.
Yeah, well, I think that there's a school where you can say, well, that would interfere in the gameplay because a night mission would be a day mission. I'm not that bothered because it's fun, you know, and it's not a Dark Souls. It's not a Souls-like. It's gonna be. I like, you know, the experience should be well. You shouldn't be frustrated. If that means you want to take a sunset picture, by all means do it.
Perfect. So now we talked about Falconeer. We got a little bit into the details about it. When can players actually get their hands on it?
At the moment we're saying 2020, so we haven't announced the date yet. But it's chugging along. It's making good time, so it won't be too long. So.
Perfect. And what platforms can players
it's
get
what
on?
they call an Xbox First title, so it's coming to Microsoft Xbox First and to a PC platform. So it's already available on Steam to wishlist.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Thank you for talking about Falconeer. It's looking great, and good luck in development. We'll catch you guys next time. This is Lord Macho signing off.